Right, the recession is understandably causing much anxiety, so much so that nearly half the nation is now unable to get a good night's sleep because they're all worrying. According to sleep specialist Lee McCarran, the average person is now tossing and turning 6 times more than when times were good. Credit crunch aside, what's keeping us awake at the moment, Carol?
Listen, do you do more turning or more tossing, would you say, in your sleep?
Bit of both, actually, yeah. No.
You've got a new bed.
I have got a new bed. I've got a brand new bed, and it's, you know, I do have problems, slight problems sleeping at the moment, but it's got nothing to do with worry. It's just that I went to buy... I'm not worried about much. I went to buy a new bed because obviously Mark's in it quite a lot now. My other one just wasn't big enough, so I bought a giant bed. And I bought a mattress, which I thought was, you know, you go to the shop and you lay on them all and you try them on, you know, and for 5 minutes...
idea, really.
Yeah, you think, oh, that's perfect, but then you try and sleep on it, and it's just too soft. And I can't have a soft mattress because, I don't know, maybe because I'm just too old. But when I get out of bed in the morning, I'm like that. Oh, and he still whistles at me. That's how blind he is. So I'm waiting for them to... They're going to exchange it for a harder one. So, and I prefer them hard.
We've got the elbow competition going on at night because the baby's still keeping us awake. 3 years and counting. Chronic cumulative exhaustion, I believe they call it. But we do that one where you hear one of the babies, yeah, and we're like that. You go. No, 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 I went. No, you go. And we're just doing that, and we're both wide awake at that point, having elbowed each other to death.
And then one of you storms out of bed like a martyr. Oh, I'll do it then. Even though you've just had an argument for 10 minutes about it.
Well, I sleep like a baby. It's Tim that doesn't because of my snoring. But obviously, I don't keep myself awake.
Because of your snoring.
Well, my snoring is legendary, but it doesn't bother me at all. But to the point now that that we actually go to bed in separate rooms. We don't even start off together because I just had bruises. Right? No, it doesn't mean that we don't ever do jiggy jigs. We don't actually sleep in separate bedrooms because Tim is now so obsessed with not getting any sleep because of my snoring that when I sleep with other people, like girlfriends. When I share a room with a girlfriend or something, they say, yes, you do snore, but when we just do that, you snob. I stop.
A minute.
I stop. But Tim is so obsessed with it that I think he just lies awake, and if I just go, he goes, oh, I can't bear it, go out, and kicks me out the bed. So it's not even worth it.
He's just waiting for it to happen.
It is awful, and I do.
That's the problem with the snorer. You poke them, and they go, and they're lying like that, and then they go like that, and then within 5 minutes, just as you're dropping off again, they go like that again.
The thing is, move to a separate room. Move to a separate room, and then you don't have it.
You wouldn't move to a separate room if you had a 27-year-old lying next to you.
What?
Oh my God. I'm absolutely dumbstruck now with that.
But you weren't getting sleep for ages because you were so
I didn't sleep for about
skating.
3 or 4 months.
I know.
Actually, seriously, could not sleep because of the skating saga.
But they must have worn you out.
Absolutely wore me out. And then the odd time when I managed to just drop off, I do feel sorry for people that snore, but it is so annoying because Ray obviously would start snoring. And then you go, I sat up one night and went, please, shut up.
Why did you not get out and poke him? Why did you not go in the spare room?
Because I don't want to get to that. Because I do exactly what Carol does. I go like that. Shh, shh, shh. Yeah. And he turns on his side and that stops it. But literally 5 seconds later, he turns back on his back. And then I have to give him the old real nip on his arm. You know, when you start off kind of kindly going, darling, you're snoring. And then after about 10 minutes, you go, shut up!
Yes, but also, the other thing about Tim and I, and again I have said before,
but there is snoring.
There is snoring and snoring, but also it's Tim's talking to himself thing that he does because he thinks he's hilarious.
In his sleep?
And you're just lying there, and then he just goes, so anyway, I said, I'll see you. About absolutely nothing, or whistles for the dog. Hi, Pip! In the middle of the night. What's the fun in that bed-sharing experience?
That is funny, though. Yeah, but your snoring is horrendous. I've shared a train carriage with her, and the train carriage emptied.